Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. It is cold out. It's like, I think, 28 degrees. We're going to have snow tonight. I'm in the Catskills, and I'm elevated. I live in a town that's elevated thousands, I think it's like 1,400 feet above sea level, and our cabin is on a mountain, so it's always colder here. So, anyway, Jordan Peterson is back. Here's the last book he wrote. Actually, there's another book coming out. I took the cover off, so can you see that? Let me see the lighting. Okay, right. So the 12 rules for life, which is kind of ironic. People who've been following Jordan's been out of a commission for like a year. I got hooked on benzos. I could relate because I had an issue myself with benzodiazepines, Xanax and Klonopin, all that stuff years ago, many years ago, but it was horrible. It's really awful. So I don't care how tough you are, it's going to fuck you up. It could really do some damage. But the irony here is basically here's Jordan Peterson writing a whole book on how to live, you know? Very well written too, and really, I haven't finished the book, but I enjoyed it. I got it when it came out. I think this came out in 2018. And I have Jordan Peterson's first book, which is a scholarly book called Maps of Meaning. It's down in my library, but I couldn't find it. I was going to bring it up and just show you in the video, and it's terrific. So, a lot of people don't like Jordan. A lot of people on the left, I should say, the progressives on the left, because Jordan Peterson is anti-PC, no question about it. By the way, he's from Canada, and he refuses a whole thing in the news about how he refused to use those gender pronouns or whatever. Okay, it was a whole big thing. He went on Joe Rogan's, been on a couple of times, and he became super, super famous in a very short time. I mean, world famous. And the guy's like my age. I think he's a couple of years older. But the people on the right liked him. Like the alt-right guys thought he was cool. In fact, I think he was going around touring with, it's funny, touring with writers and professors, but it was. But with Sam Harris, I think Eric Weinstein, Ben Shapiro. Okay, so I like Jordan a lot. Even though a lot of people on the right like him, I do. You know, and he's part of that intellectual dark web thing. Let me do this. I'm going to play a little bit here from the Kyle Kulinski show. He talks about it. Jordan Peterson is back, and there's already a controversy. Ready? Here we go.
Jordan Peterson is a really, really interesting character.
Let me turn down the brightness so that there's no glare. Here we go.
I don't know how many of you guys have watched his stuff online. I've seen quite a bit of his stuff online. As a general rule, I don't agree with him politically, usually. Like, he seems to be like a right-leaning guy, I would say. Overall, I think he leans right.
He says he's not. He says he's a liberal. It just... a centrist, you know, I don't know. Let me continue.
But outside of his politics being not great, in my opinion, I think his psychology stuff is actually pretty good. And I'm somebody who's been interested in psychology my entire life. I almost majored in psychology. I decided at the last minute, obviously, to do political science, but I was always very, very interested in psychology. The only thing that turned me off to really majoring in it is this course that was called Statistics in Psychology, and it's just math, and I am the biggest moron on the planet. In a number of ways, I'm the biggest moron on the planet, but I'm the biggest moron on the planet specifically when it comes to math. Like, I'm really, really bad at math. It's abysmal. It's like...
Oh, fucking commercials. Come on. Sorry about that.
Crazy how bad I am at math. But anyway, so that class was so hard that I was literally like, I will not be able to pass this class. It's so difficult. I now have to drop psychology as my major because I'll never get through this class. And I needed that class to get a major in psychology. So anyway, I'm going off on a personal tangent here. It's totally irrelevant. But the fact of the matter is, when I listen to Jordan Peterson's stuff on psychology, it's actually very interesting because he likes to loop in, like, he believes Carl Jung, a lot of his stuff he likes.
Yep.
And he talks about that, and he'll bring in other psychologists with different schools of thought, whether it's Freud or whoever.
Let me pause this
and he knows what...
Yeah, he's really into Carl Jung. And by the way, he's a theist. He's religious. And here we are, Kyle Kulinski from Secular Talk. So, and I love that, you know. So there are some great reviews on Goodreads. Oh, it's starting to snow already. Fantastic. We were supposed to get like a foot, but I don't think that's happening. Well, let me continue on. Sorry if I digress. People who watch me know they do that very often. Here we go.
They all taught and what they all believed, and he can kind of bring it all together and talk about his own sort of psychological philosophy. And it's interesting. It's interesting. So, again, his politics, I don't agree with. I haven't heard him talk too much specifically about politics, but when he does talk about politics, it does strike me that he leans right. But the psychology stuff, he's not bad at all. But anyway, so he just went through a really, really rough period in his life where he got addicted to benzos, and then, you know, he ended up in Russia trying to get treatment for the benzo addiction, and his daughter was with him, and his daughter's a weird character, to say the least.
By the way, I think I've done at least one video on my addiction with benzos, and I'll be doing some more, because it was hell. I almost didn't make it, put it that way. Back in 2014, I almost didn't make it. It was that bad. All right, here we go. Bad fucking news. If your doctor gives you a script of Xanax or, I don't know, be careful. Ready?
Then he was on, this is crazy, he was on an all-meat diet. And I think he still liked it.
The carnivore diet.
Nothing but steak. It was like steak and, what else was it? Steak and like salt on the steak, or, I don't know, it's like the all-meat diet. Very weird, very weird. I think most...
Let me pause this because my kratom just fell down. Hold on. I've done videos on this too. This is my kratom, by the way. I live on this stuff. It's always in my mouth. This and CBD. Boy, it's getting pretty nasty. All right, finishing up here. I'm going to get snowed out. Ready?
Nutrition experts would say that is not a healthy thing to do. But between the benzo addiction and probably the diet had something to do with it, he was in trouble. And so he almost died in some facility in Russia.
Yeah.
And recently he, came out of a coma, and he's just reappearing now. Now listen, there really is a deep, deep irony in like this guy being a #1 self-help guy.
See?
Like he 12 Rules for Life was his
book. There we go.
It was a giant bestseller, and he toured the world, and he got super famous over a short period of time. And to go from 12 rules...
Can't read it. Sorry for not having a
This is how you should live your life. Let me help you out. I'll be a self-help guru. And it looks like he's got all of his shit together to like... Actually, not only does he not have his shit together, he almost died because it was so not together. There is a deep irony there, And I'm not... I don't say this to celebrate in his personal struggles at all. I wish him the best. I wish everybody the best. I don't want anybody to go through something like that. I think it really is... it's torturous. And I feel nothing but sympathy for him. But there is an irony in...
I'm telling you, that shit, for me, was the hardest thing I ever had to overcome. And I'm very disciplined. I work out all the time. I think, lifetime martial artist, and it fucking almost took me out. It's that crippling. When you're in the throes of this thing, it's like, oh. I'll do more videos on it. Okay, here we go. Oh.
Here's my self-help stuff. And I need it myself, and I'm not abiding by this and living by this, and I'm in trouble. There's a deep irony there. So anyway, he comes out of this coma, and then now they're selling a book again. Jordan Peterson selling a new book. It's called like 12 More Rules or something.
Oh, it's funny.
And I think his daughter probably had a lot to do with it and putting it together. Who knows if they're even from him, to be honest. When did he have time to come up with this? Was it...
That's true.
He just... Coma? I say this seriously, I don't know.
Yeah, how is that possible?
When did you have time to make this book, and do you not see the irony of, you're going through immense personal demons and struggles, and you're going to tell other people how to live? You should sort of take your own advice and clean up your own room first, metaphorically
That's
speaking.
all
right?
I wanted to play. There's 10 more minutes on this clip. I'll put it in the comments section so you could watch. And I got to get in anyway. I'm freezing, it's snowing, and my iPad's getting wet. Okay, so Jordan Peterson. First couple of questions. What do you think of Jordan Peterson? Do you like him? Do you hate him? Is he an alt-right guy, do you think? Or do you like his politics? What do you think about this whole addiction thing and the 12 rules and all that? Okay, good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here in Tabor Talk.